Just seconds away from the opening bell. There you're seeing some clapping, some cheering taking place. People are absolutely besides themselves as we're about to begin this holiday-shortened trading week here. There you're hearing the opening bell at the NYSE. Global Ship Lease ringing the opening bell up there on the podium. And on the linoleum floors over at the NASDAQ, you've got the great folks from YHN ringing the opening bell. Some funfetti for you, and you get some funfetti, and you get funfetti. You get the picture. All right, that's the opening bell. Let's do a quick check of the markets. Dow Jones Industrial Average right now higher by about 0.8% to start off today's trading activity. We're also taking a look at the tech-heavy NASDAQ. That begins the day in positive territory. We like that. That's up by about 0.75%, we'll call that. And the S&P 500, that too, seeing some gains to start off today's activity. As we always love to do, 11 S&P 500 sectors. We've got them loaded up for you here on the screen. We're doing the work so you don't have to. Energy pulling up the caboose, but it's still positive. That's good. We've got all 11 sectors in positive territory, and we're led right now by consumer discretionary. Big week for some consumer discretionary names as we get a host of retail companies that are going to be reporting. Since we've got a little bit of the retail vibe going on here, I don't think I'm going to step on Jared's toes with this one. So I'll just go ahead and take a quick look at some of those retail names since we're going to get a bevy of them reporting over the course of this week. We'll just make this equal view so that you can see all of those names. Dick's Sporting Goods, one of them that we're going to hear from. Macy's, we already heard from them. They're actually moving lower on preliminary results, and an employee, Tisk, who had something to do with some accounting issues over there. So ultimately, that's being priced into the shares here on the day. And then we've got some other big names. Best Buy also coming out this week. So we're going to keep continuing to keep close tabs on the retail sector. For much more on today's opening cross, let's get on over to Yahoo Finance's Jared Blikre. He's got a full look at what's moving. Hey, Jared.
Thank you, Brad. And I'll get to retail in a minute. Big week here, and retail is one of the leading sectors since the election. But I want to go to the Russell 2000, and let me show you a 3-year chart. Let's make it a 5, and I'll put some lines here so you can see that we are right back up to these highs that we saw in 2021. There's a lot of excitement for the small caps. Might they finally make that record high? They have been the laggards so far, but on this latest rebound, they have been leaders. So lots of expectations there. Just want to remind that if this ends up being a cup and handle, well, that handle could take another few months, maybe even a few quarters. So you might have to sit on your hands for a little bit. Want to take a look at the bond market because the 10-year T-note yield is down by the most in 3 months. That's a 5-year chart. So let me zoom into a 3-month, and you can see we are heading down off of these relatively recent highs. These are the highest levels we've seen in about a year, and that's pretty significant. That was putting some pressure on the risk markets, and that was also being expressed by a higher dollar, but the dollar as well is down. And I think this is off of the Treasury Secretary announcement, just kind of a sigh of relief there. So that's probably behind that. And I think that erases some of the concerns over the dollar in the meantime, but very close to those highs. We want to keep an eye on that, especially with regard to its potential to be a wrecking ball. This is, just go over the sectors real quick. It's retail. Now we have interest rate sensitive sectors leading real estate and utilities. We had tech leading early, but that is now down to the second best place, but everything's still in green territory here. If we check on our leaders, XRT in the upper left, guess what? That is a retail ETF. So just confirming something what we've been talking about. Solar, it looks like biotech, regional banks, disruption stocks, and home builders. Really interesting mix of not only risk, but also value, but also some interest rate plays there. Those are leading today. What's taking a back seat is Bitcoin. Just wasn't able to punch through to 100,000 over the weekend. We'll see what happens this week, and we got some more holidays towards the end of the week. Want to go back to, let's take a look at the EV sector. I wanted to show you what's going on with Tesla. I'll put on a 3-year chart there. This is opening up at a 2-year high, 2 or 3-year high. So if it climbs into positive territory, that will be the highest amount in 3 years. And of course, the record highs are a little bit, are a little bit above that. So a little bit of territory to reclaim those highs, but a lot of excitement over Tesla as well today. Shauna.